And we're back again for the second game of this Open Tour Benelux Scouting Grounds. What I'm saying. Bojack, take over. I'm out.
This guy is the worst. He has brain damage and we are not able to fix it. I apologize for both of us. As Bobo has left the scene, so it's just you and me, guys. What do you want to talk about? What's going on with you guys? Maybe we should just talk about the Open Tour. 7am taking the first win over Game Buddies. Now the second game should be underway in a couple minutes, or at least the draft should be starting in a couple minutes, as it is going to be another draft lull. So Bobo, get your shit together. We're gonna start flying.
It's fixed. I'm not made for multitasking. I apologize sincerely to everyone involved, including myself.
Good. You should.
Good.
7am versus PXP. Expecting Kled ban, for example, on the side of 7am, taking that away from Feishabawe on the side of PXP. For the rest, nothing really all too crazy. Yes, we do have Lookalike, who is a Kiana enjoyer in the mid lane, so that could be interesting to see that one being whipped out. Aside from that, also Pyke and Zillion for the support on the side of PXP. Otje. Seraphine as well. Could be seeing that one coming through. Has been falling away out of the meta a little bit.
She disappeared. What happened? She was
super
broken when she released that ultimate.
Over.
Is still insane, and it's all of a sudden, no, we're not playing Seraphine anymore. It's only those engaged supports. Except if you're game buddies, then you play Yuumi.
Then you play Yuumi. The draft has begun-stered. So we'll have to see how both teams are gonna look at this one, as PXP bans away Aatrox. 7am, as expected, gonna be taking away the Kled from the side of PXP. Feishabao not gonna be able to play his favorite champion. Also Viego and Thresh being taken away. Bard is gonna be the last round 1 ban from PXP. And 7am gonna take away that Kiana, so basically 2 out of the 3 interesting champions taken away. Thanks 7am, you just made it boring. No, I'm kidding. Gwen being first picked here, completely ignored in the previous draft. PXP gonna take that one, as Silas and Ezreal actually being picked up by 7am this time around.
It's so smart to pick up the Silas, because not only does Flying play it really well, but it's basically the most played champion for Lookalike as well, so it's a double win for them picking up. However, not such a great fan in picking Silas early, because you really want to use that to bamboozle someone with a great ultimate, and now PXP has the chance to pick accordingly here, making sure that those ultimates aren't that impactful, meaning we will not be seeing any Ornn or Malphite this game. At least not on the side of PXP.
Those are probably going to be taken away. Of course, picking Silas early, you want to pick it. You would like to pick it maybe into something that you know are good ultimates, but of course by picking a Silas, you kind of force the other ones into picking champions that are whose ultimates aren't as impactful to take away, at least for Silas. Also, both the mid and top laner for 7am play Silas, so they can flex it, and the mid lane for PXP play Silas as well, so they take it away from them. So I feel, you could pick it later on once you know the ultimates that have been picked, but I kind of think it's fine here, because it takes away a lot from the side of PXP and gives 7am the flex possibility as well.
And the question still is, what are they gonna play against the Huen? Such a dangerous champion. I'm very scared to see her in solo queue in the enemy team, because she snips everyone. So
snip.
Are they gonna play Silas in the top lane, or are they gonna use something like a Juggernaut? I'm thinking of a Garen or a Darius that wants to be in melee combat, which is basically what Gwen forces you to do. Of course, Elijah plays a lot of these heavy bruiser champions, but including Silas, so it, as you said, is a flex pick for them. We'll see if he takes that one in the Yuan matchup as well. being said, Kassadin being banned away, it is very clear PXP Esports had a sneaky little eye on the match between 7am and the Game Buddies.
Yeah, the pentakill on Kassadin is not going to happen 2 times in a row, as it does get banned away. Kai'Sa being taken away from Shadow, who really likes the Kai'Sa, really likes the Ezreal as well, which has been picked by them. Tristana, I was going to say, so he's going to be pushed towards something like a Tristana or maybe a Xayah. And Tristana getting banned away, so very heavy bans and taken away from the bottom lane player here for PXP. He's going to be forced into something like the Xayah, maybe Jhin, maybe even Aphelios if he's feeling raunchy, which I assume...
He's feeling frisky.
He's feeling giggity. Nautilus being taken away here from 7am as the last ban, where eventually they do decide to go for the Leona, and now we'll have to see what they want to pick in the bottom lane here for PXP.
I am missing some engage for PXP, so I am expecting...
Xayah Rakan?
Yes, Xayah Rakan is a possibility, but I'm not sure if they have practiced that duo as much as we would like for it to be played. I'm expecting an engage support as well, of course. The rel being still open. However, I may have spoken too soon.
Xayah is going to be picked up eventually for Shadow here, as that was basically the only... Well, Jhin was open as well for him, but I don't know. Apparently Xayah is more of his flavor. And now we could see a Rakan, not something Ultra really plays, so we'll have to see.
Do you want to play Rakan into Leona?
Probably not. Also, they already have the Karma, which is something that Ultra does play. So they are going to go Karma, Xayah in the bottom lane, and Diana mid lane. So it's going to be interesting.
It is a champion that lookalike plays, and it is such a scary champion. It's one of my highly ranked banned champions these days. Just so much damage, so much continuous damage, so much assassination potential, even when she's not that fed. So there are possibilities to totally take over the game with that champion. And Shogun being locked in, Nomers probably going to the top lane, but you never know. Maybe they really want to put it up in the matchup against the Diana. Really don't know. I don't think Shogun into Gwen is that great, just because she does the percent health damage, she does the true damage. She goes fairly well into those tanks.
It's going to be fine in the top lane. I think Cho'Gath is just going to be a bit of a sleeper lane. He's just going to try and farm and maybe hit some knock up some silences in the top lane. Not going to be anything too special. I think Sylas should be against Diana here. He can get on top of Diana. You know, they're both melee. He can get on top of her fairly easily, take away the Diana ult, use it against her. You know, the interesting thing with Sylas, I think we've said it a couple times before, is that if you hit 6 before your lane opponent, it's hilarious to just use their ult before they can even use it themselves.
See, I do have some inside information about the Cho'Gath-Gwen matchup.
Is it lore related?
No, definitely not, because I know you will be bored out of your mind if I start talking about lore. So I'm gonna save that one. I have played that matchup with Cho'Gath before, and I got my ass handed to me from level 1 to level 18. So nice. I know that my pity low plat rank is not a point of reference, but it still hurts me that I lost that matchup so hard. So I kind of want to see him taking the Cho'Gath up in the top lane against Gwen and show me how it's done. But at my experience, it's just not playable for Cho'Gath.
Gonna be, yeah, Gwen is really annoying, in my opinion as well, as they are redrafting right now. Of course, the draft has been completed, so they're just doing it in the client as of yet. The predictions are coming through here as well. A lot of predictions towards 7 AM here, who get a 92% prediction rate, or win rate, I guess. Win prediction rate. Prediction win rate. Win prediction rate. Predin win rate. Prediction. Prediction win rate. Anyways, a lot of people in chat thinking that 7M is going to take this one home. It'll be interesting to see if they are able to turn it around as they did against the Game Buddies. Of course, now they do not have as much of a scaling comp, aside from maybe Ezreal. And I guess Cho with his fee stacks scales as well.
Yeah, I'm just really scared of Diana Gwen. And Xin as well. They basically have 3 champions. It doesn't matter which one is fed. Can take over
And
the game.
the Nuxin. The Nuxin is actually, in my opinion, really strong. With the new W, which is almost global.
I always get surprised when I see the damage that he does. Just destroy someone out of the blue. He jumps on you, you're dead. It's over. And
he has the changes also gave him the semi-global gap closer, which is always a good thing. And you can W flash, which is going to be really hard to then flash away from. So actually a really strong champion after the reworks, in my opinion. He was kind of before. The reworks really gave him the extra edge, in my opinion. So I'm kind of interested to see if NEC is going to be able to pull off the big plays.
At the moment, I'm not seeing any swaps going between Elijah and Flyknit. Looks like Cho'Gath is gonna go to the top lane, so we'll see if he is able to build a party against Feesje Bouwen. I really look forward to that lane. Also, I'm a big Cho'Gath enjoyer. I think the champion is so strong, adds so much value to your team with all the CC and the tankiness that he has. The question is he gonna be able to be relevant if he is not able to win in the lane? And is he gonna be able to tank against that team? Because you have such a great balance between AP and AD damage on the side of PXP Esports that it's just not that fun to build as a tank against.
Gonna be I haven't played Gwen I put her into the practice tool. I think I haven't really played her myself. I have no idea how the matchups are. I know she can be a huge nuisance with what's it called, the zone that she moves, where she becomes untargetable, invulnerable. She can actually move it with her. It's not like I put a zone down, if I flash out or you kick me out, I'm screwed. No, she just pulls it back towards her, kind of like Shen's.
We have a rant going on. Let's go. It's time to bash Gwen. She has a zone. She's invulnerable, and even if you go melee, which she forces you in, she has extra resistances, and it's not fair. And she does true damage. And yeah, that's it. So basically,
she has blue hair.
She's blue hair and stuff.
Big scissors.
So yeah,
this is the worst.
TLDR, Gwen is strong.
I refuse to cast a game where Gwen is actually being picked. Yeah. Good luck. I will now remove myself from the scene. Have fun.
Alright. Bye.
Where do I go? How can I get out of
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this can you still see me here? Shit.
Yeah, that
doesn't work, guys. I'm sorry.
Doesn't work. You can't pull it off. You can't do the walk of shame like I can.
I'm terrible.
That being said, we'll see how the top lane goes. How are the other matchups? Xin Zhao against Lee Sin. Who takes prio in the game? You as the amazing jungle main that you are, right. Enlighten me.
As the expert that I am.
As the Lee one trick.
They both have fairly good clear. I think Lee Sin's clear is maybe a little bit better. Just because I feel like Xin Zhao's attack speed in the early game is so lackluster, but of course he does have his E, which gives him the attack speed, so yeah, never mind, scratch what I said. They both have decent, or at least in my opinion, pretty good early ganks as well. Level 6 gives the gank a little bit of an extra edge, but they can easily gank pre-6 as well, so it's going to be interesting to see where they apply the pressure that they can apply. They both have the gap closer, they both have decent clear, they both have early game potential. I think Lee Sin drops off a little bit more into the late game because Xin has that you can't hit me anymore, lol get raked move. Sin banter, let's go, let's bash him. He has a spear and he doesn't have blue hair. No. It's just gonna be interesting to see where these junglers are gonna apply their pressure. Let's say you're in this game, you're the coach for both teams, which is weird, but let's say you are.
Okay.
where do you tell your jungler to put prio in the early game? Which lanes are strong side lanes here?
Well, normally if I see a Cho'Gath, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna gam that lane, a lot of CC, just hits the knock up and it's easy. But of course, as we said, zone, untargetable, you're not gonna knock up the Gwen. It's gonna be really, really hard to lock her down for a gank. Besides that, every lane has potential. Maybe mid lane a little bit less because Diana, she can jump on the target, but she doesn't really have any crowd control to keep that champion in place for your jungler to arrive. But on the other side, you do have Flyknit and Sylas who has crowd control, so I definitely would like to get my Sylas ahead if I was in that matchup.
I would agree with you as well. You know what? I will. Not only would I, but I will.
Good, you could, and you did.
Like would, could, will, won't, win, tam, tam, tam. Yeah, it's gonna be. That's what I was thinking as well. So if you get Flyknit ahead on that Sylas, maybe another pentakill. Probably not as easy as it is with the level 16 Cassadin Sweet 16 birthday party. As he did in game 1, as we are loading into, or should be loading into, the Rift fairly soon for this next game. Game 2 for Team 7am versus PXP Esports. It's gonna be interesting to see which of these guys, and pings are coming out. Are they gonna go for defensive, or do we see an invade? Probably not.
They are spreading out already, so they're not gonna go for the invade. You of course do not have those easy invade champs like a Nautilus or a Thresh or a Blitzcrank. Maybe we'll see some hook champs later, but for now it's the Chinese wall by 7am here. However, Hennessy and Feishabo are looking here to invade that red side, of course, have been spotted by Obi. They're doing a little shuffle dance-off right there.
Oof, the shuffle dance-off. A classic move, which all teams, players, coaches, managements should always endorse and encourage.
If you can dance it, you can win it. That's what I always say.
You can dance if you wanna. You can always win. That's it. that's it.
And that's it. It's all
That's
I
all
got.
guys. That's all I have, guys.
All right. Looks like
Both teams.
Looks like Obi is gonna start red side here, and Xin also on the blue side is, so they're gonna probably collapse at the 3-minute mark on that bottom side. First fight for the scuttle. See if we have some action before that, but for now, they're gonna help their jungler out in the top lane.
Ooh. Almost some cheese as Flyknit goes aggressive early on, but sick poke by Otje already. Also, by the way, this is a very important game, of course, for both teams. PXP losing their first game to Team Thrill. If they lose this one as well, Team 7am will be 2-0. If Thrill wins then as well, then they will be 2-0 as well. And then it makes it mathematically impossible, I believe, for PXP to actually go through. And same goes for the game buddies if they lose to Team Thrill. So it's going to be important for PXP. On the other side, if 7am manages to lose this one, PXP manages to win this one, then they're both 1-1, and then it's going to be really, really important for 7am to beat Team Thrill in their final game. So of course, both teams are they really want to win this one.
Feishabo taking some damage from Elijah, turning level 2 first. Feishabo playing with the Ignite as well, so when you go for those fights, you always have to keep in mind that extra damage can turn the tide here. But Elijah doing a good amount of poke to trade here with the Gwen. And Lookalike taking prio in the mid lane, so possibly more help in bot side. However, damage coming in. Clearly my Cho'Gath is very bad compared to Elijah's.
Clearly your Cho'Gath is way worse.
And it hurts me more than it should.
But then of course my Cho'Gath is worse than yours, so I mean, where am I on this ranking?
You're not on the rank.
Damn. Feels bad, man. Bottom lane, Sono taking quite a lot of poke here from the Karma. The Mantra empowered Soulfire? Is it called Soulfire? Karma's Q?
It
Soul Flame?
Inner Flame?
Inner Flame? well, there it is. Inner Flame. And we have some crazy jungle stuff going on. Lee Sin top side, Xin in the bottom side. It's going to be interesting to see. We thought Lee Sin would, you know, try and put some pressure on the mid lane. Same goes for Xin, of course, to take away that pressure that Lee Sin puts in there. But it looks like both junglers are not able to do any of that at this point. As Sylas goes for an early back teleport, giving him a advantage right now with not only the Doran's Ring, but of course also the Dark Seal right now and boots. So he has quite an advantage now.
Mid lane, a lot of trading, of course. These two champions are made for dueling, and yeah, when you have that matchup, there is gonna be some close calls, and I feel like the one that picks the first lead, one is able to get the kill first, is gonna snowball over the other. So it's really, really important to make sure that this mid lane is in your favor, so junglers might be able to do something. You see Flynit pushed up pretty far, and Hennessy is there. Good collapse here.
Oh, Hennessy just does jump into so much damage onto Flynit. He's leveled behind, but he doesn't care. He just says, bro, I'm Xin, leave me the hell alone. And he actually is able to win that trade fairly simply. And now, because he used the teleport there early on, Diana's going to be able to get into the lane with the teleport and maybe get a slight advantage back into her favor.
All the flashes were up, but they didn't want to commit, weren't quite sure where Obi was with his Lee Sin. So they played safe. If they did, however, it would have probably been a dead Sylas right there, but yeah. They did not risk it for the biscuit in this case.
The biscuit was not risked, as Dragon is being started here by PXP. Dragon 1 of the game is going to be a Mountain Drake, so that soul will not be on the board this game, this time around. It's going to be interesting, of course, to see which Drake is number 2. And then looking towards the soul later on. Drake number 2 is going to be an Ocean, so we could be looking at an Infernal Soul here later on. We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's the case, of course. All eyes are on those Drakes then. Just so much more in the late game. Ademt rejoining his AD carry here in the lane. There is a substantial lead for Shadow already on Zaya, doing a really great job zoning Sona there with the arrows. Meanwhile, Flynit searching for it.
That's what we talked about, jumping onto Diana fairly easily, taking away her ult, using it against her, and then Diana has to just run away. Didn't really want to go in for that fight. Of course, Flynit, the Sylas with the heals. Especially later on where you go, Flynit, jump on the Sylas, guys, he's super low, and then he just heals back to full HP.
Nope.
And then he goes, JK.
I play my reverse no card. I'm not low. You are low.
The reverse no card, does that mean that the other one is no, or does that mean he plays a yes card?
We need a new poll.
We need a new poll, guys. We need some new predictions over here. Get those predictions in the chat.
Sono being brought very low there, of course, this lane, so much poke, so much zoning, and Ademt, he will have his use later on once he hits 6, has that solar flare available and he can engage. But Shadow with Zaya, I feel like the AD carry, Zaya is being played way less than she used to, but she's so great against comp that want to engage. Otjo, so far forward.
I don't know what he was doing there.
Pause coming in. I don't know.
Pause?
I don't know.
DC? Internet issue? Yeah, that was really weird.
That's... Or just some crazy... I sneeze and move my mouse under the turret. Or some technical issue. I don't know. But that's a free kill for Sono, and in a lane where you are absolutely taking the lead, that is a little bit sad to see.
Uh-oh. That is Hennessy between a rock and a hard place. Has to flash out of that one. Flashes towards the rest of his team. And now a lot of pings here coming through at that Herald number 1. Flash from Obi to get away from that one. So I'm going to start clearing this ward. Herald has been started here by PXP. Doesn't look like 7M wants to do anything about that. They're just going to give it away to them, which is going to give PXP some extra pressure here.
They are definitely taking the prio there, and yeah, they kind of have to after that small error in the bot lane. They are taking this Herald for them. And being able to use it on the plates is of course the big gold swing that you can get in the early game. We saw it last game with Game Buddies using it. So on, but this could be a kill, this could be a big old number.
He does find the big old number to take down the Snip in the top lane. Elijah, the 1v1 kill. He's 25 farm ahead. He has a kill over Gwen as well. He's gonna potentially be able to take over this game completely later on with, you know, we all know the huge, gigantic show in your face where you go, guys, I don't know what to do. There's a lizard in my face and he's not going away.
I can't see the other champs anymore. He's too large. That is,
he's on top of everybody.
I wanna touch on the items that Elijah is buying. He's versus an AP matchup and he's going for the Ninja Tabi and the Bramble Vest. So you could be like, hey, what's all that armor doing there? But they are all auto attack reliant, all on hit reliant. So it is a very good buy in general, and also against the game for the others, but I'm holding it because there is a big engage in the bot lane.
Oh, insane kick there by Obi, but good flash eventually by Shadow. Sick ult as well from him. Getting out of that one, the flash Zenith Blade missed from Adamed. And they do manage to get away PXP, so that's a good job by them actually.
Adamed was not 6 yet, was not able to use an ult, or they would have definitely gotten those kills. Now the Firestorm was able to be used to get out after that beautiful kick from Obi. That was a really nice lineup from him.
That was a very nice lineup from him. Finding the double knock-up, the damage, of course, the extra damage from kicking someone through somebody else, which is actually a very harsh thing to do. But yeah, of course, it's just a computer game, guys. Don't get too mad.
Why you so
We'll be fine. But of course, that does mean there's no flash and no feather storm.
There it is!
Lens is there though, uses it eventually to get out, and he does get out once again. But they're both low. Shadow's half HP, Olche is at basically a quarter of his HP. Now they are gonna go for their first Drake of the game. It's gonna be their Ocean Drake, of course, gonna give them a little bit more regeneration in this game, and then we're gonna see very soon which Drake is gonna be next. It is gonna look like an Infernal Rift this time.
Yeah, this is huge, meaning that both teams, they have one dragon, they are equally as far off from the soul, and the dragons will be contested a little bit more, I feel like, in the next 5 minutes. Bot lane is the place to be, all the action is there, the junglers are there to make the plays as well, and not many kills are falling. Only Sono has been able to pick one up, has gone for the Sheen Curl and the Tear, so as well with the potion, so a lot of those early
Stacking.
laning items to make sure that at some point he's gonna get that value out of it. He's gonna get the spike when he can return the Cull, his Tear is stacked, and then he's gonna do so much damage. A little bit like we saw in the last game from Game Buddies where Slide in DM. He was pretty huge on that Ezreal, we might say.
He was pretty huge. Of course, he did have the Yumi on his booty as well. That's not going to be the case this time around. However, the Ezreal on himself, and of course, be very strong as well. It's a pretty slow game up till now. 7 AM does have the 2 kills, does have 2,000 gold lead, as well as the Herald that they did give up now gets popped in the bottom lane. So it looks like the first turret of the game might go towards PXP. The charge is going to come through. Turret does not go down, wasn't low enough. So it's just a charge, probably was going to time out.
Was able to put it down. Meanwhile, Cho'Gath in the enemy jungle trying to get the buff. Of course, not gonna outsmite the Cho'Gath non, but it's just gonna take it. It wasn't able to use the feast because it was on cooldown. Later we're gonna check how much stacks he have. Of course, people that don't know, Cho'Gath, when he feasts someone, a minion or a champion, he gets an extra stack, giving him 90 extra max health. And that can add up pretty hard if he gets more stacks. He can get 9 stacks on neutral monsters and 6 stacks on neutral monsters, and the rest is just stacking infinitely. So noms on the Gwen are always welcome for him.
Noms on the Gwen. That's what we're looking for here for the Cho'Gath. 30 CS ahead. 30 CS. That means that your Cho'Gath is terrible. Right? I mean, or the other guy's Gwen was insane.
Or I'm just not a
Potentially.
master player. It's also possible.
But neither was the Gwen.
You don't know.
That's true. I don't.
There we are.
This is very true. We
There-
found.
there wa-
Ooh,
I found a
we-
way out.
I found a way out, guys. Oh, he's gonna jump over. Xin is there as well. Flyknit stealing the Xin ult. Crazy. Yeah, that was a pretty good play.
Pretty good, definitely. Getting that kills in the bag already. An okay gold lead for 7M right now. They're over 2k ahead. And their comp is scaling really nicely. I was talking about, lookalike. Or, yeah,
Oh,
this is...
Oh wow.
Is there a turret? Is Elijah taking damage? These are
No.
questions that lookalike is asking himself right now. And the answer is not fun.
The answer is no. The answer is yes, but no.
Yes, but no, but yeah, but no. That is the answer.
There's a turret, but it's not on your team. And there's a Cho, and he doesn't take damage. That was actually really well executed by Team 7am. The knockup missed, sure. Rupture didn't come through, but then the silence came through. Diana was not able to ult to do anything in return. And then that was followed up by a great knockup from Lee Sin with his kick as well, giving Diana basically zero opportunity to do anything, to retaliate in any way, shape, or
And
form.
we were talking in the draft about how scary the champions from PXP can be if they get ahead. But now we are looking at the weakness of those champions. When they are behind, they only have one playstyle, and that is offensive, going in, running down their enemy. But if you're behind and you do not have that option, it is so hard to play the game that you want to play here. Because you can't run up, Cho'Gath will knock you up, Sylas is fairly tanky, he's in a good spot right now, he's not that easy to kill. And yeah, Ezreal can jump away, so... It's really hard for PXP to make the good fight when there is an engage on Hennessy.
Hennessy goes low, the flash from Elijah, he goes so low, he finds him eventually. It took really long to find the kill onto the Xin, however he does find it eventually, noms the Karma as well, double kill for him, 3-0-1. This guy is huge.
And he's delaying his feast so long, he knows I'm gonna kill Hennessy just with the last auto, and then I nom Ocha for another stack, and he is just balling all over the rift now with that huge void monster.
Looking pretty A-okay at this point, as yeah, the void monster looking really strong. Lee Sin as well, 2-0-2. Their counterparts are all very far. Ow! I hit my arm. They're all very far behind. As if we do look at the gold difference here on the board, 2k gold difference for Cho'Gath. Junglers are relatively even, not very insane, as they do find Flyknit here. They do take him down. That's first kill of the game for PXP, and Lookalike is the one taking that one.
But he got the Rift Scuttler, so... You know... Wins and losses.
Wins and losses, and this is an absolute loss for Flyknit.
At least they have vision in the river right now, but yeah, they need to slow down the pace of this game. They need to get some items, and I really like that the way they are staying in the side lanes, they just don't need to get caught there at the moment. Because a 5v5 you're never gonna win in a million years at this point against that comp. They have too much CC with Leona and Cho'Gath to be stacked together. But in the side lane you do have some options. Of course, Feishabao, he cannot really deal with the Cho'Gath right now. But just shoving in the waves that come and go and building up those items will be able to turn in your favor. Because of course, when she can build full AP, the Cho'Gath is not gonna build full MR. He is buying enough armor. So eventually, Gwen will be able to do something in that 1v1.
Oh, this is looking really okay for Flyknit. Lookalike is gonna go down to half HP. But now Hennessy is there as well. He has that W, not gonna be able to find the connect as he flashes Flyknit forward. It's not gonna be enough, however. Hennessy doing so much damage there, and Lookalike is able to pick the kill up together with his jungler Xin, finding that one. Herald being popped now in the mid lane for 7am. They're going to be able to take down this turret, or at least they should be able to find the first turret of the game at 18 minutes.
Maybe, of course, Saya still has that ultimate available. Can work fairly well against that heavy engage, but of course they don't have enough wave clear to stop this team from going through. And there is a charge on the Herald. Is he gonna be able to get it off? It seems like yes, and the kick as well into the Herald bounce. Oche getting ping-ponged from left to right there.
Table tennis on the Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. 3 charges from that Herald. That's a crazy Herald. They got so much value out of that one. First turret of the game. Wait, did they find first? I think they found first turret of the game.
Top side and bot side and everything is also clear, but...
I'm stupid.
So, probably not.
My eyes don't work.
First mid turret of the game, though.
Mid turret of the game, yes, got him. Anyways, so they found the mid lane turret, they found the second mid lane turret, they found so much damage on the inhibitor turret as well. They find the kill onto Otje, who got, as you said, ping-ponged around. Perfect analysis. Yeah, that was a very valuable Herald for Team 7am, as now they are maybe looking in a minute and 40 to go for this next Drake. It's probably the next important objective, as they are very, very far ahead. This game is really looking really good for 7am at this point.
Yeah, their positioning is really on point this game. They're not getting picked off one by one on the wrong side of the map. They're really moving as one front, and individually they're also very strong. And you can see it as well on the champions. And Diana against the Silas, they are a little bit the same. They are these heavy assassinating champs that are also inherently tanky. So when they go head to head, it's not like the one shots the other. It takes a while. And when I look at the masteries here, we do see the Electrocute on Diana and the Conqueror on Silas, which in my opinion has more value in these extended plays. And a little sneaky side dash from Obi there to bait the field. Not going to be doing anything with that. And yeah, a close recall by Archer there.
Very close recall. He does eventually manage to get out of that one. And also Silas went for the Ionian boots this game. We talked about it on the jungler last game. Now it's on the Silas. Of course, they don't really have tanks on the side of PXP, so you don't necessarily need the magic penetration on the sorcerer boots. And then, of course, the Ionian boots come in really handy for him, as PXP is gonna prep Baron? Question mark?
They are definitely taking control with the vision. They're not gonna start it. They really want to make a pick themselves, but it is a 5v5, and I do not know if this is the scenario where they want to be in right now. Of course, you do have vision advantage, but it seems like 7am is just running towards that dragon, and it's not gonna be a Baron rush either. So yeah, this is just a macro win for 7am.
Yeah, they played this really well, taking away this dragon for them as well. Nom from Cho'Gath, third Drake of the game. They need one more for the Infernal Soul, and that's just going to put their comp online even more than it already is at this point. They're so far ahead. 3-0-1 on Cho, 2-0-3 on Lee Sin, 2-0-2 on Ezreal. It's going to be the same kind of Ezreal as we saw last game, except this time he might be able to find the win with his team. What can PXP do here? Is there anything they can do to actually turn this around? Because as you said, they have the champions that want to go in, that want to go forward, but if you're behind, that's so much harder.
It is super difficult for them to do anything at this point. They have done a good job by taking vision control here, but a 5v5 is really not what you want. Of course, you have lookalike in the split. Can't win against Flyknit in the 1v1, so once he sees him, it's over. Elijah, super ahead with Cho'Gath, is full armor. Not sure if lookalike has anything to say against him. Maybe Diana always manages to surprise me, but one thing is certain, they need to win the next fight. They need to win the next objective, because they are behind. That can get them back in the game. If they lose, then it's basically the final nail in the coffin for them this game. It's so hard to come back. The Infernal Drake is spawning into the soul for 7am here. So yeah, next fight gonna be crucial. They really need to either get a pick or just do the insane engage on the carry from 7M Sono here, but even then, is it gonna be enough?
Gonna have to do the insane engage to be able to turn this around. I feel like it's gonna be really hard for them, however, as Fischerbaum might be caught out here. The Sylas taking away the Gwen ult this time around. Gonna be able to pew pew shoot some scissors.
Some needles.
Or needles.
Just throw a scissor on the enemy. Harsh.
And hit him with the blunt side of the scissor as well. And he is gonna connect his W, not gonna jump in there, of course, would have gone down fairly easily. However, he is looking to maybe not do anything.
Yeah, see, they are dancing, they're just letting Sona poke, and they know they need to engage on him, and once they do, you have all the CC of the world ready to catch them, because if you pile on to someone, there is a solar flare, there is a Cho'Gath rupture, it's just a death wish that you have. Hennessy maybe in a tough spot here, taking so much damage.
He goes down, and now solar flare is going to come down as well as a double kill. Diana not being able to move a single second. 2 kills for Ezreal, ping Baron. This should be Baron for 7am, basically for free.
Yeah, that's a problem. You're dancing against an Ezreal, and he's poking, but you're never pulling the trigger. You're never going in. Of course, you barely can't. You can't go in. They have so much CC, so much threat. When you go in, that is really, really hard. And they were searching for it. They didn't find it. Sono found the solo outplay onto Hennessy. And they're getting a free Baron, so this is what I talked about. This is probably just the nail in the coffin. What they're gonna do now on the side of 7M is they're gonna shove all the waves in, rotate back to that Infernal Dragon, get the soul, finish the game, or maybe even before they get the soul. This is their basic game plan at this point.
The basic game plan is fairly simple, fairly basic, as you said. With the Baron, with the soul coming up in a minute and more or less 15 seconds. Yeah, PXP is looking like they're down in the dumps, the slumps, the whatever it's called, down in the dumps. I think that's right. Down in the dumps with PXP.
They're looking blue.
Chapter 1, Team 7am. 7am really strong, gonna be using this Baron to push in a couple lanes to put down the pressure as well in these side lanes and mid lane, of course, to then be able to fairly simply and freely take down the Drake number 4 for them, giving them the Infernal Soul. And now Gwen is in so much trouble. Solar Flare should be coming through. Everfrost is going to connect. Ooh. Solar Flare is the next one, as it even finds the damage to pick up the kill for Team 7am, and that should be Infernal Soul for 7am.
Yeah, they're pushing it in, of course. Lookalike in the side lane. It's basically the only thing you can do at this point. Trying to trade some objectives, because you know the 5v5 is not something you're gonna win, so you're just trading towers left and right. But they have the Baron buff, they have the advantage, and Flyknit is looking for Lookalike here, and it's the 1v1 we've seen so much this game, but it is gonna be an easy peasy pickup for Flyknit here.
Didn't really look very, very sweet for Lookalike as he gets taken down once again by Flyknit. He's playing a decent game, of course, 1-2-4, not the best score in the world, but once again finds the pickup, 30 farm ahead as well. Doesn't look like he's gonna find a pentakill this game. However, it does look like with the rest of his team, they should be powerful enough to close out the game and go 2-0 in this group today.
Yeah, and what I like about this game, it's not this one individual that is winning this game for 7am. It's the team effort, the way that they rotate, the way that they set up their plays, that makes it that they have this game in control. And this is a whole other game than the one that we saw before, where it was really Sono and Obi pulling them all through that early game, and then making sure Flyknit was able to do the end stomping. Here it's just very equal. Everyone does their part, playing together, making it happen, and it's showing that they're very dominant in this game.
Pretty dominant up till now, as you said. A lot of pings coming in here at the blue buff side jungle of PXP, and haven't been able to push down basically every lane towards the inhibitor turret. The next one on the menu is going to be top lane Cho'Gath being a nuisance. Look how big that guy is. This dude has 5k HP and he's just doing whatever the hell he wants.
I was recently talking about which champion is visually looking really, really good, and I mean, if you're a Cho'Gath player, you're happy when you see this. You are a big boy, you're a tanky boy, and you're a mean boy, and you want that turret.
He definitely wants that turret. Trying to find it as well with his team. Not going to be able to eventually, though, as Silas is in the bottom lane, going to put pressure down there, of course, giving a little bit more breathing room for the rest of Team 7am in the top lane. Now they're going to maybe look for an engage here to find the bind. Adam potentially, he needs to use his flash, and now Cho'Gath going to run in, jump in, knock up, airborne. Yikes, he goes down. Good, Diana, but is it going to be enough? Not at all, as he gets taken down as well. Team 7am just running over, bulldozing PXP. That is a 4 for 0. Yes, they're low, but they juggle that perfectly. Obi tanking up the turret at the end. They take 4 kills, they take the turret. Yeah, if 7am doesn't manage to win this, then hacks were used.
It was a beautiful ult by Lookalike, but just too much behind at this point to really do an impactful thing. It feels a little bit like when you're Orianna and you hit a 5-man shockwave and you forget that you are 0 and 10 and you have no items, and then it's like, oh, I made a play, but it didn't matter. And this is what is happening right here. 7am breaking open the base from all sides. They are not finishing this game as fast as they could. I feel like if we are looking on things to improve, the tempo of the game could be a little bit higher for them. They of course are not playing against champions that are on a timer, like a Kassadin, like they had in the last game, so they will not be heavily punished by this. But yeah, things to improve. Maybe a little bit faster pace.
Could be something they can work on in the future. They probably could have just moved on towards the bottom lane as well. They wanted to take a reset, spend some gold, which is always a good idea, of course, or at least never a bad idea, to just continue their snowball. And as you said, they're not really against any champions on a timer. Ezreal's base gets stopped by 2 tiny Krugs. Erect. Baron spawning very soon as well. Baron spawned.
The feast is up by Cho'Gath. He can get another stack if he would want to. I don't really see a world where PXP can contest this. However, they almost have to, or they're waiting for the Elder. You know, in a world where everything is possible, you could say, okay, they wait for the Elder for 7am to start it up, and then they get a steal, win the team fight, get gold back, something like that. But like a Baron is not contestable. Even if you get it, you will be wiped and the game is over. So they're gonna leave it for what it is. 7am, they honestly do not need to look at the Elder. They can just go finish right now with the Baron.
Yep, they could just go through top or mid lane, run into the base of PXP and end the game right here, right now. I feel like they could even just leave Cho in the Baron pit as Baron 2.0 and have PXP try and battle.
Probably harder than Baron at this point.
Yeah, just battle it out with the Cho in the pit. He's not allowed to move, he's only allowed to use
This is
his
the last
abilities.
stand for PXP. There it is.
They are gonna go in. Great ult by Diana. It's not gonna be enough. Gets kicked away. Of course it's not gonna be enough. There's no damage there at all. Hennessy trying to tank it up with the Sterix, with a couple of shields from the Karma as well. Not gonna be enough, however. A lot of damage on Shadow. Use that Feather Storm. Not gonna be able to save his Nexus. 3 dead on PXP. Nexus dead on the side of PXP as well. Team 7am taking this one as well. 2-0 in the groups. Team Thrill is next up for them.
Next on the menu, Team Trill. They played so well this game. I saw some improvement already in comparison to game 1. The question is, how will they do next game? Of course, this win this means that they basically made it out of this group phase and that they will go to the round of 16 afterwards. But of course, they still need one team to take down in their groups. Maybe they go 3-0, which would be an amazing first day against Team Trill. But that's for after the break.